Hello everybody, how you guys doing? Welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. to the European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything else, right? So it's gonna be quick and dirty. I don't actually have much to say, but I do sense some, bearishness on the charts, and we still got like 2 weeks left until the supermoons kick in. And unfortunately, it does not look all that nice. We're gonna look at the chart. It looks like it might actually go a little bit down. So there is that. Milan Petrov is in the chat. How you doing, man? The Butin, that central plant. I'll always know you as the central plant, man. What's up? How you doing? Edward Too Good. She Nolan. Shin is in the chat. Of course, Supermoons pops up and Shield comes in. How you doing, man? Toldi, look, let's go. Jurgen. Don't you like my music, man? Dinner is done. Time for daily check on the beard growth. Yeah, it's coming up nicely. Guys. It's all good. Good morning, XRP Legend. How you doing, man? Friday, it doesn't look that bad anymore. He's slowly getting my trust again. It doesn't look that bad anymore. Yeah, it's coming along. It's getting a little bit better. I need to get the beard back, man. Nah, I'm a little bit unsure about that. I think it's gonna go. Doesn't matter. Anyways, guys, Bitcoin. Unfortunately, we have a weekly close right now, and the stuff does not look all that nice. I'm gonna tell you why, and why I think we might, still go down. So this downtrend over here, this channel that we've been, in for since April, for a month's time over here, maybe longer. April, May, June, like this is like 2 months downtrend over here, man. This is like 2 months down. This is 12 April, 12 May. Yeah, 2 months. Right now we are into the third month of this downtrending over here, ever since we popped up here at the top. And we have been just, slowly, steadily going towards downside. But there has been no big dumps over here. We just been slowly pushing it down for 2 months, maybe even more. So I would say that this is not, this is not any kind of, dumpage towards downside or anything like that. Just yet, at least doesn't look like it. The way this seems to me, just consolidation in a downtrend, right? So we had big moves towards upside. So right now we're just consolidating in a downtrend until we start breaking towards upside, and of course go towards upside. So I think this over here doesn't look all that bad. Unfortunately, we have a weekly close. Let's go to another chart over here. Maybe do something like this over here, and just look at what we have on the chart. And let's pop some moving averages so we can actually see what's happening on the chart. So what you're gonna see here that. This weekly close up here failed to get back above the 10 moving average over here. So we are not actually climbing back. What is the daily, monthly? Was I looking at the monthly time frame, 2 weekly? Wait, I think I'm missing something. Oh yeah, there is no 200 moving average on this one. Yeah, so let's look at this chart over here. Doesn't matter. I just need a chart that has a 200 moving average. That's what I'm gonna know. Okay, so this is a weekly time frame up here. You'll see that 2 weeks ago we managed to get back below 200 moving average and the 20 moving average. Of course, you can see up here once we broke that below 200 moving average, we are down. We tried to get up, we went down again. We tried to get up here, failed that. Did a big move up here, and right now we're slowly moving back below that 200 moving average. So this 200 moving average on the chart is very, very important. Important level of support, and right now we technically 2 weeks ago we failed to hold that. We went down, and right now last week over here on this move towards upside, we failed to get back above the 200 moving average. So I'm considering that a very, very bad sign. So the fact that over here that 2 weeks ago we went through the 200 moving averages wasn't actually that bad, because you can always bounce right back up again. But the fact that we are failing right now to go above the 200 moving average is giving me bad vibes, and you can see up here. So I'm thinking right now we can actually push a little bit more towards upside up here before we actually do another move towards downside. You'll see that the moves towards downside technically can happen. happen. But this weekly close down here below 200 moving average is not actually that nice. You can also see that we closed below 20 moving average, so we got a 10 moving average up here, you know, that we felt the break, we went down. Right now we are doing this, you know, move towards upside up here, so I definitely think that this might actually fall a little bit more towards downside. How long towards downside is gonna fall, that's, you know, that's the big question up here. We got some kind of very nice support levels over here and over here, down here. Can we go again towards downside over here? Definitely can. If you look at a monthly time frame, we're still holding this 50 moving average. There is 20, 50 and 10 moving average over here. We're still holding that, but this monthly time frame still have 11 days left to go. So can we, you know, fall all the way down that, you know, some kind of 23 levels down here, and then, you know, in July bounce right back up, you know, something like that? I mean, technically we can. So we're gonna see how this actually plays out, but we definitely also we have 2 weeks left until the super moons, right? The thing that we are waiting for, you know, the dates, guys, the dates. We got two weeks left until the, you know, cycle of the super moon starts, full moon cycle, the super moon starts. So we are betting that's gonna hold. I mean, our entire like analysis right now is just, you know, are revolving around, you know, super moon to super moons. Some people are looking at the news and fundamentals, you know, this you know, fork is coming, this, you know, patch is coming, this update is coming, this, you know, Shanghai this, Shanghai that, you know. But you know, we are like, when the moons, guys, when are the moons coming, right? So the moons are coming in 2 weeks, and the way I see it, if the moons are gonna play out, this needs to, you know, bounce. But you know, we still got 11 days left, so I think this, you know, rest of this month can actually be bearish. The fact that we on the weekly time frame are failing to get back above the, you know, very important levels of resistance up here, I do definitely, you know, still think that we might actually go a little bit more towards downside over here. There is no divergences up here on the chart as well. There are no divergences on the chart. So if you look at the chart over here in this move towards downside, there are literally no divergences. The price is just slowly moving towards downside. That tells us right now that, you know, this can anytime, you know, both break towards downside and towards upside. Now towards upside is a bigger probability since this is downtrending channel, but there are no divergences. The price is not trying to consolidate or anything like that. I mean, technically it's been consolidating for a long time, but it's already, you know, consolidations are already finished up here. You can see up here that right now on the weekly time frame we are sitting at the 50 level. We are literally, RSI is literally sitting in the middle of the chart right now, and technically it can do whatever it wants, right? You'll see also on the MACD, it's not extend or anything like that. We just had this bearish cross up here, over here, so we are pulling a little bit towards downside. Over here my own indicator is telling me right now that we are in somewhere in the middle. I mean, we are not extended, you know, towards upside or downside, so we're in some kind of middle phase. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands up here. You'll see even the Bollinger Bands up down here are getting very, very close to the bottom, and you can see on this weekly time frame that the Bollinger Bands don't ever on the weekly time frame don't ever go down to all the way to the bottom, but you know, some kind of 6-7% up here. Right now it's at 10%. Can you go a little bit more towards downside up here, consolidate a little bit more, you know, push more, you know, squeeze it a little bit more before we get a big move? Technically can. You'll see down here at the bottom over here, that's when we got to these big moves, right? When we came to the bottom over here, that's when we got this big move up here. Where was this up here? This big move towards downside up here. Right over here, that was when we got this capitulation move starting, right? And this over here was actually when the bull market started. So these weekly lows, these weekly lows down here, you can see up here, exactly over here when bull market started. Then this was over here when capitulation started. This over here was when we came to some kind of bottom down here and went towards upside. And right now we are almost getting these same kind of, you know, squeeze levels on the weekly time frame where we actually can have a nice move towards upside. Also up here you'll see that when we got this very, very nice squeeze, we got a big move towards downside. So right now the big move is gonna come, guys. Weekly BBNIs, yeah. So big moves is gonna come because this is, you know, the weekly consolidation is pretty much done. The big move is gonna come because you can see right now that every time we get to one of these, you know, these very, very low levels, 10% levels, This over here was capitulation down in 2018 when we went right down, right? This over here was when we started bull market towards the upside. This over here was when we started capitulation right over here at the top, and then we went towards downside over here. This was capitulation, right? Over here, this is when we reached the very top, bottom down here, and we consolidated really nicely over here, and then started towards upside, right? And right now we are again on these kind of levels, right? So the big move is coming, guys, and we know that because, you know, super moons are there, very, very close. Super moons are coming. 2 more weeks. So you know we gotta wait for 2 more weeks, but the big moves are gonna come, guys. Big moves are gonna come, and we are betting on the move towards upside, because if there was, you know, a move towards downside, if this was, you know, supposed to, you know, go to, you know, so for some reason, you know, just dump down on the super moons, I don't know, can it do that? Well, technically anything can happen. I could be wrong, but you know, we just had, unless there is some kind of new tether FUD, unless there is some kind of new, you know, mad, you know, dump or something like that. I don't see this dumping, guys. I don't see this dumping. I don't know what other kind of FUD or what other kind of news that can come out when it comes to Binance and Coinbase stuff, right? We already have this, you know, BlackRock buying Bitcoin and stuff like that, and then there is FUD about, oh, they're gonna, you know, fork Bitcoin into proof of stake or whatever, right? Nah, doesn't matter. But the big moves are gonna come. Unfortunately, we are two. Over here, you'll see on the daily time frame or on the Bollinger Bands up here, we had a very, very, you know, tough squeeze. I mean, technically, this entire move towards downside over here has been squeezed down on the bottom, and it is, you know, still getting squeezed. I mean, how much are you gonna squeeze this? Look at this nice line up here. It's getting squeezed up here. I mean, this cannot go for that much longer, guys. This cannot go for that much longer. But I do believe that, you know, the next 2 weeks, because we are failing to close above on the weekly time frame, because we are failing to close above 210 moving average up here. I mean, but there are no divergences. Nothing is telling us right now that, you know, for whatever reason, you know, we cannot go right back up here to towards upside. And but it is looking a little bit shaky. It is looking a little bit shaky. Also, this last move up here is looking, you know, it's trying to go up here towards the upside. I'm still looking at this, you know, 50 moving average over here at the top. Are we gonna get rejected up here again about it? Maybe we are creating some kind of, you know, some kind of head and shoulders pattern over here on the chart, right? I mean, that could be definitely the case, or something like that up here in the last part where we went down pretty heavily towards downside, pullback, create a lower low right now. Right now we're going towards upside, and then we do another move towards downside before we go towards upside up here, and then, you know, on July 3rd up here we explode towards upside. We still got to this part, you know, a couple of more weeks to play out, so you know. But the big moves are coming. Again, the big moves are coming. You just saw on Bollinger's bet, we are getting squeezed really, really nicely. And the biggest moves is going to come very, very soon. So I'm still betting on 2 weeks. I'm still betting towards upside. I'm still betting that, you know. And when it comes to Bitcoin dominance, I am still betting that the Bitcoin dominance, I mean, I've been wrong on a couple other things before, as you know, guys, but, you know, my stake is still that this dominance up here is going to go to the 50 moving average up here, not 50, 53 or something like that, the 200 moving average. So right now, in 2 weeks, this is a weekly time frame, right? 1, 2 weeks, 3, 4, 5, in couple of, you know, a couple of weeks time up here, it might, you know, do something like that, and, you know, go towards upside up here. And then once it gets these stops up here, I think then we will have the altcoin season. But I think Bitcoin right now, in, you know, in a couple of weeks when it starts going towards upside, I think it's gonna, you know, pull dominance against towards upside, because I think Bitcoin is gonna go faster than other coins, and only when it hits the top we're gonna get altcoin season. And after altcoin season, there might come, you know, another, you know, meme season again, and then after that meme season we're gonna go into a consolidation phase for a year's time or something like that, right? I still believe that this is the, you know, playbook of the billionaires and how they are, you know, thinking that to play out this game. So, you know, in a couple of weeks time up here, we're gonna have a big move towards upside. After that big move, 1 year of consolidation time, even, you know, because everybody's betting after halving that we are just gonna go towards upside, right? Everybody's betting that after halving we're just gonna go towards upside, but I think after this halving over here, after this halving over here, I think we're still gonna go towards the downside up here. So I think entire year from October to the October 2024, I think we're gonna go towards downside. I think we're gonna get a super moon cycle for somewhere at the bottom. You know, I don't think it's gonna go down to 10k or something like that, but it will be some kind of pullback up here. There will be a lot of FUD up here. I'm telling you guys, there will be a lot of FUD, a lot of bad news. Bitcoin is dying, everything is crashing, and then, you know, we will explode towards upside when everybody least expects it, and we will, you know, hit some kind of top of 2025. Still think this is the playbook. I still think this is, you know, very much, you know, how I think it's gonna happen. 14 October, new moon, solar eclipse. We gotta remember that. So there is that. Unfortunately, right now, short-term time frames up here. Short-term time frame, 4 hour and stuff like that. I was looking at this last part over here, break towards downside. I did break towards downside, came up to 200 moving edge, broke down. I think it's consolidating over here. I think the next move up here also on the short term is still towards downside. So there you go. Any questions, guys, before we round up and do other stuff? What about moons? Yeah, moons are coming, man. He's slowly getting my trust again. Good morning, TLA gang. Badge guitar, how you doing? TLA, if you go on El Bandito mustache, everyone listen. What's El Bandito mustache? I gotta check that out. El Bandito mustache. I don't know. Is this El Bandito mustache? Is this it? I don't know if this mic is this my style, but you know, that is that. Weekly people, I still I never use Bollinger Bands. You should do a 1-minute video showing how it works. Bollinger Bands are pretty easy. I will do a 1-minute video, yeah, for the Bollinger Bands, but it's pretty easy. Like, you got the thing about Bollinger Bands. Let's go to another chart over here. Over here, let's do this chart. Okay, so this is the Bollinger Bands. Basically, it has a 20 moving average and some kind of deviation between those averages, and figures out, you know, volatility and how much price is you know, volatile in between those lines. So it squeezes, but it's very hard to read where it's very squeezed and where it's, you know, very extended, right? So there is this BBVP indicator up here that gives you these, you know, extensions up here at the top and these squeezes down here at the bottom, squeeze, right? So you can read the Bollinger Band indicator a lot easier when you're looking at BBVP. So looking at the Bollinger Bands and the BBVP indicator together, it gives you some kind of indication of whether you are getting, you know, very tight, you know, squeezes in consolidation or not. Now, the the Bollinger Bands is not that it's not that important, because you already kind of know. If you see something like this and you look at RSI, right? If you see something like this, you look at RSI over here on the weekly time frame, right? And there is no divergence on the chart, and it's going up to the 50 up here for a prolonged period of time. You can assume, you know, the big move is gonna come. Why? Because we already know that, you know, that's consolidation. We already know that it, you know, it is getting squeezed. The volatility is going down. It went up here faster and faster. Right now it's consolidating. So entire move up here is being right now consolidating, you know, on the RSI in the middle, on the MACD in the middle, over here on my own indicator in the middle. Like, we know the consolidation is there, but you know how much. And you know, Bollinger Bands is, you know, it's nice because it it gives you a visual, you know, representation of that squeeze, of that consolidation, right? So you can see, like, it is really hard. By looking, for example, over here, it's really hard to figure out where, like, you can see up here there was some kind of squeeze up here, but this squeeze up here, you know, it's not so easy to see the squeeze. It's not so easy to see the squeeze. So, you know, but if you look at it, the BBVP, you know, you can see these very nice squeezes when they happen, because you know, just by looking at the eye, it's not so easy to, you know, detect when the price is squeezed or not. But yeah, basically, you know, when it gets squeezed, consolidation pretty much done, right? Summer solstice on Thursday. Of course, you remove the beard. Summer, not sure what effect it will have on this tomorrow, but probably a nice day for barbecue. I hope so. You shaved and cut your hair. Yeah, but I cut my hair, you know, all the time. But you know, remember 4th of October 2021 on the dollar. It wasn't October, it was December. 4th of December on the dollar. Where is it? This is the date. This one, right? This is 4th of December. 4th of December. That was the big dump. That was the huge dump. That was the start of calculation. That was like 20% dump. Remember that? We knew the exact date, give or take. No, not give or take. The dates are on the dollar. Thanks, Tia. Next door 1 minute on volume. I never use that either. Volume is also gives you. Doesn't matter. I'll do 1 minute videos on everything. You need more dishville look. Good morning, everyone. Rotterdam is listening. Rotterdam, how you doing, man? You're right. Yeah. Smash. Of course, I'm right. I'm looking at the dates all the time. By the way, guys, again, I'm telling you again. Where is the weekly time frame up here? Again, guys, remember the date. We know the date. Right now, we know exact the date, guys. Again, we knew the date before this one. Which was the last date we called out? That was the 20th of April. Remember 20th of April? Let's go to the daily time from over here. This is actually 19th of April, but you know, we said 20th of April, so we are pretty close. 1 day off, right? We are 1 day off, right? This is the 20th of April, right? That's the very top of this move, right? That's the very top. That's the last date we called, right? And if you remember, we didn't say it's 420. We said it's 204, right? 204, remember 204. It's gonna have, you know, it's gonna be some kind of top on 204. That's what we call it. We called it on the date, the same top, right? And right now, the thing that we are calling is the supermoon cycle. Up here, there are 4 supermoons. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 supermoons all over here. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 supermoons, full moon supermoons that are, you know, this supermoon cycle from 3rd of July to the 14th of October. And on 14th October, there is a new moon and a solar eclipse, and it's gonna be very, very bad. So our prediction right now is that right now, once this, you know, we consolidate up here, we're gonna go towards some kind of move towards upside. And on 14th October, Bitcoin is gonna have a huge drop. I'm calling it right now. So this is the next date. Remember the 14th October, guys. Remember the 14th October. Beside that, the important thing to remember, not altcoins are not gonna drop on the 14th October. What's gonna happen is that altcoin might, you know, start dropping a lot before that. Channel was working better at the top than moon. It was? I don't know, maybe it was. Channels are good, man. Channels are very, very good. Before you came along, Mladen, I was looking a lot of patterns, you know, rising wedges, falling wedges, triangles, you know, complex patterns and stuff like that. But my theory right now is going that, you know, all of these, you know, triangles and wedges and these simple patterns are just they are just combinations of channels, right? So when there are 2 channels that are going into each other, you know, and the price starts, you know, consolidating inside those channels, you get some kind of triangle. Then when you have, you know, 2 downtrending channels that go towards downside, and both channels are going towards downside, and price is going inside those channels, and you know, suddenly starts going inside, you know, some kind of, you know, double channel, and you cannot figure out where it's going to break inside one or other channel. Oftentimes that's some kind of falling wedge, right? And on the other side, when you have 2 rising channels, something like this up here, you'll get some kind of, you know, rising wedges up here at the top, right? When the price comes to those levels, at least from what I've seen so far, right? And I might be wrong with this, but you know, these simple patterns, wedges, even expanding musical instruments, right? So you'll have some kind of channel that goes opposite over here, might be, and it will go, you know, it is following two channels. So you will get these expanding musical instruments also based on 2 channels, right? So I think these very basic patterns like triangles, wedges, expanding musical instruments, I think these patterns are just, you know, part of the channels, how they interact with each other. I think the patterns are part of the channel. Yeah, so patterns are part of the channel. That's also I'm also coming to that conclusion, because you'll see a lot of times, you know, some kind of triangle up here, and then this resistance is support line, and this support line has some kind of resistance up here, and this resistance has some kind of support. So there is definitely some kind of channels over here, right, that are being created, and these channels are creating these the channels are trends, so trends are creating these triangles and you know, simple patterns. That said, the patterns, the complex patterns like head and shoulders pattern, cup and handle pattern, you know, shoe pattern and stuff like that, they are not part of the channels. They are more psychological patterns and how the price moves, and I think that they are far more valuable than the simple patterns. But yeah, there is that. The moons are disconnected from crypto, but they are working on traditional stock market. I don't know if I think that the moons are actually working a lot better on Bitcoin than on stock market. I've been following stock market as well with the moons, but you know, when it comes to Bitcoin, it's like on the dollar. Like, remember, I saw all my spot that they believe in the moons. Believe in the moons, yeah, believe in the moons. I think everyone's waiting for Bitcoin to hit 200 EMA before pumping. We are close. Let's see what other people are looking at. Let's look at these, you know, emotional moving averages. So on the daily time frame over here, we are getting squeezed on the 200 moving average up here. Let's see weekly time frame up here. Now 200 moving average is down here. It's already got hit, so you know, these weird moves up here. Right now in consolidation ups. So it might drop down, get everybody, you know, scared, and then, you know, that pump towards upside. Anyways, guys, I won't hold you too much longer here. Have a nice day. I'm gonna go do stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but you know, something. Maybe I'm gonna cut my beard. Okay, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you learned something. Yeah, I think that Bitcoin doesn't look all that nice, to be honest with you right now. We are having a little bit shaky move up here. So I think the next move might be towards downside, but this is short-term analysis, you know. But you know, this move towards upside broke down. Right now we're getting consolidation. I think there is still more room towards downside. Short-term, hold me please. Ciao. Anyways, guys, have a nice day. I'm out. Where is my outro? Bye-bye.